I've seen a huge change in his personality since I have weaned him. There's nothing in our house that would cause him to have the hypertension that he has. My stepmom, she didn't believe this, and we went to her house and we had a good meal and vegetables and all that. And then she brought out the brownies, and I just gave her the evil look, and he ate one, and he went nuts. Right? And she looked at me and I went, I'm leaving, I'll see you. You got it. All right, so a couple of other sayings that I love. First of all, one bite is not enough. 1,000 is too many. If it's in your house, it's in your mouth. And this one really resonates with me is, are you fueling yourself or are you fooling yourself? So the whole thing is what I found key to my success to be able to sustain this lifestyle is my environment. And my environment is my home. My environment is my car. My environment is where I go. And my environment is who I hang out with. My environment is wherever I'm standing. Today, this is my environment. And I make sure that my environment is going to support me in my effort to sustain this lifestyle. Because my son, who's 8 years old now, deserves to have a mom. I mean, I'm going to be 48 this year. I can't pass away at 53. And you know, my father's mother passed away when she was 43 and he was 8. She had a heart condition. And it upset him the rest of his life. I mean, it really, so I can't do that to my son. I have to eat this way for him. I'm not eating this way for me. At first it was for vanity, and I feel good about myself. I love the clothes that I get to wear, but now that's not it right now. Right now it's about him and him eating me. So, nuts. What about nuts? Nuts are a healthy fat, right? But here's the problem with nuts in my house. You're only supposed to be eating about an ounce of nuts a day. But I can't eat an ounce of nuts a day because eventually, just like those chips, I'm going to eat handfuls of them because I have addictive qualities. Now, somebody who doesn't have addictive qualities can probably be fine with that. I do have seeds in my house. I find that I don't binge on seeds. So I do put sunflower seeds in my salad every day. Because you ever tried binging on sunflower seeds? You're like, oh, handful. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. What else can I tell you? If I do have a craving for sugar, sometimes I want something sweet. I do have dates in my house, and dates have become the most amazing thing. I don't seem to binge on them, although I know some people who probably do, but I do use them in some recipes, and I do like them. I have so many things I could probably talk about, but I'm not a public speaker. Like I said, this is my first time talking. So does anyone have any questions or friend me on Facebook. You can private message me if you have questions. I love helping people, and I don't know. So here I am, and I wish everyone lots of luck. And Tara has a question.
I do have a question. So I'm moving into the plant-based whole foods way of eating, and I'm so lost and confused, and I just signed up for a meal plan with forks over knives, which I think so far is great. But when you're just trying to find your way and you don't have a map, how do you? And because vegetarianism and veganism is becoming so big right now, you have these companies that are capitalizing on that. So Boca Burgers, like I'm thinking I'm going to go to the freezer and get Dr. Prager's burgers, and I'm eating the right way. So what do you recommend? Like, what do you say to stay away? Like, how do you know?
So I say if it has a label, don't buy it. Real food is vegetables. Real foods are potatoes, rice. Just real food. Our culture needs. I know you have kids, and you need something quick and easy. I'm guilty of that too. I have tater tots for my son. They have oil in them. And the thing is I stopped looking for recipes and buying processed foods, and I just started eating food. So if I'm hungry, I eat potatoes. And I don't just eat a potato, I eat lots of potatoes. And I had to learn to eat till I was 80% full, and that's something people are like, how do you know you're 80% full? Well, you know what it feels like to be full, and you know what it feels like to start to get full. To me, in my eyes, the feeling of starting to get full is 80%, and that's usually, I don't continue on. So, for convenience, I buy lots of frozen vegetables. That whole meal I made is all frozen, that was frozen food. Yeah, I had a package on it, so yeah, it's kind of addictive, but I mean, that's just a joke. So yeah, frozen vegetables and frozen rice, that's a meal. Yeah, I mean, there's ways around it. Everyone's gonna try to propaganda off of it. You know, now that becoming vegan is becoming so more and more, hopefully, mainstream, there's gonna be companies that are gonna wanna monopolize on it, and that's just the way the world is. And so, frozen vegetables? And be careful when you're buying frozen vegetables, because there's those frozen vegetables that look like a meal and have sauces.
Stay away.
Yeah, they'll stay away from those. Last question here.
Okay, you talked about having 2 pounds of vegetables.
Yeah.
How do you go away? I know everyone here probably knows. I mean, I cringe when you say that. My stomach hurts.
So over the past 2 years since I've been doing this and listening to Chef AJ, a lot of people always are like cringing over the vegetables. And so here's the whole thing. There's a mindset change when you change to eat this way. There's also the lifestyle change. And so right now, if you're not eating this way, your mindset can't fathom how to eat this way.
I'm talking about like gas and pain. That kind of stuff.
Well, I'm not very good at talking about that because I really never, I guess because I took 3 years of transitioning into this way of eating, and then when I did stop to do it at 2 years, and that's something to keep in mind, is 3 years it took me of trying and failing and trying and failing. So it didn't happen like one day and wake up and say, okay, I'm going to do this. It was a 3-year process, and then for the past 2 years I've been doing it. But I never really had that kind of issue. And so I don't know if that's because there's a condition or maybe I adapted to it. Okay, so we're going to talk about that later at the end. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, everyone.